All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, as y'all know, this past Saturday, we seen two flyweights get down and dirty. I mean, gritty and bloody in a fight that I think a lot of hardcore fans are going to feel like it could possibly be fight of the year, fight of 2023. And some hardcore fans might put this down as a classic. It was a back and forth action fight. I was thinking it was going to be 50-50. And usually when it's a 50-50 fight and I can't pick, it's going to be a banger. It's going to be a good fight. It was a 50-50 fight. I know Barber was actually the underdog, but when it came down to it, it was pretty even. Like I said, I was torn. I couldn't really pick it first. I settled on Barber, almost picked Ribas, but I came back to Barber because it was close. It was a close matchup, and that's how the fight played out. It was back and forth on the feet, push and pull. Blood was drawn on both sides, but it came down to just one fighter that not only enjoyed the grittiness and the blood, but had the resistance to withstand the hits and dish it out. And to me, those are the ingredients to make for a classic fight. Now, I know I'm a big fan of defense and skills, but to me, this fight had it all. It was exciting to watch one fighter just try to outwit the other with their skills. But when it came down to it, one fighter just had that comeback in them where they could just set the trap in the midst of, using their natural abilities and their newly improved skills to close the show. So, yeah, you got to give it to Maycee Barber for going in there and, fighting through the blood. And a lot of respect to Amanda Ribas because she was going after it. She was looking like she was getting in her mode. She was going to win the fight. But like I said, there's just some irresponsible things that she does in there, and you can't do that against Maycee Barber. I know they both are kind of similar when it comes down to their killer instinct, but Maycee Barber, she's more so built tough for this. And that's nothing to be, that's nothing to tear a fighter like Ribas down. Some people just don't have that type of durability like that. They just don't have that resistance. So, I'm not taking away from her. I'm definitely giving her a lot of credit because, like I said, to put on a classic like this, it takes two fighters, And when it comes down to it for me, I think after this performance, the way they fought, the way they showed the skills and the grit, and they gave a good show, I think this fight between Barber and Ribas definitely helped raise the bar for WMMA. Some people might disagree, some will agree, but for me, I just think that these two helped raise the bar once again because we've been in a point where some people are leaving WMMA saying, okay, the ladies aren't knocking people out. We had some Invicta cards where we just get nothing but decisions, and sometimes fighters are just fighting a little too cautious and not going after it. Nobody's saying you got to go in there every time and go toe-to-toe and bang it out like that, but sometimes you have to go in there and get it. You have to show that want because this is the fight game, right? Again, like I said, I love defensive skills, but sometimes when I see somebody get hit, I don't want to just see them kind of retreat and not give it back. If you have the skills to set it up. And that's what Maycee Barber was doing in there. When she found that she was bleeding, she said, okay, I'm coming back and I'm going to set this thing up. It's not over yet, right? So it's still a form of entertainment. That's why when you have fights like this, they can raise the bar and make these other ladies think because it's still entertainment. If you want to get more fights, and you want to get those calls and you want to get those bonuses, you have to somewhat put on a performance like this. Like I said, you don't have to go in there and bleed, but you have to show that want that these two fighters are and also the improvements, okay? So, yeah, like I said, I just think this fight raises the bar because, a lot of people right now are saying that, I'm kind of bored with WMMA. The bantamweight division ain't popping. Strawweight division, we've seen every fight now. All we have is the flyweight division, but to me, that's still big. This classic fight was part of one of the best divisions. So, just stay tuned. You're going to get more good fights in this flyweight division now because I think that, again, as a whole, flyweights are kind of raising the bar. But when you look at Barber and Ribas, how they fought, it kind of reminded me, some people say I'm exaggerating, it kind of reminded me of like watching some 90s heavyweights, 90s heavyweights boxing, where you have one guy in there, who might get rocked and just come right back and dish it back out, and they're setting traps. It's still, there's still like a technical side to it. It's not like they're just purely going at it like they're just barbarians. There's still like some type of technical prowess that's being shown there, So, yeah, I think fights like this help raise the bar, and we need to see more matches like this because it's going to make these fighters that are just getting signed to the UFC be a little bit more alert on what to do to make yourself a better fighter, mentally and physically. it's also going to make some of these other contenders say, uh-oh, I got to watch out. These girls are killers, So I like fights like this. I do. I like fights like this. Weili Joanna, we had that fight. It was one that helped raise the bar. It made ladies say, okay, we can do this. We can go in here and we can be technical, but at the same time, we got to stand our ground at times, and we got to learn how to turn the tables and get our respect in there, But yeah, Barber and Ribas, they've always been like that. So when you match these two type of fighters up, what they do, again, is going to help raise that bar, because you got two young fighters who are both new to this level, in a way. Even though Ribas has been fighting at strawweight, she's kind of new to this level at flyweight. And same with Barber. She kind of had to redefine herself when she came in as a young gun, a little bit naive. And now she's kind of new to this level because, again, Ribas moving up 115 to 125. She put on a good performance against Caitlin Kagan, but she kind of had to say, okay, I got to go back and work. I feel good, though, at this weight because I feel stronger. The weight cut isn't as rough. Chin is a little bit better. So she's in a position where, she can kind of show out because she has the ground game. So being new to this level kind of excites her. Then you got Barber, who's on a 4-fight win streak before this fight. She's coming in with some newly improved weapons, a good team behind her. So when you match these two type of girls up, they both want to show up and show out. And they're both never at a loss for words for it. They let it be known that, hey, I'm working towards being a well-rounded fighter. I like it here. I'm strong. I'm going for the belt. I want to get a rematch with Grasso. So when you have two fighters talking that way, there's going to be a collision. Say, oh, you want to go for the belt? Well, so do I. You think you improve? Well, so am I. So let's see how this thing plays out. It's not just all talk with these girls. Like Barber, even though she's kind of, in some ways she's a little too vocal for some people's liking, or even though her talent hasn't caught, or her skill set hasn't caught up with her mouth sometimes, she's still going to try to execute something. She still fights through 3 rounds, right? She's still a fighter, So now that her skills are catching up, it's becoming much more of a better thing for her, because now her mic skills are catching up and her skills are catching up, so she'll be a better sell, right? She won't come up short as much. And again, both fighters, they have that will. They have that killer instinct. They throw caution to the wind when it's time. They don't go straight in there like rock'em sock'em robots. No, like they don't just do that. But when they feel like they're getting a little bit tired and this isn't working for them and their opponent will not stop coming, they kind of throw caution to the wind and say, I got to go all out now. I can't keep doing it this way, because if I try to fight a cautious fight, if I try to fight this safe fight on points, I could lose. So I got to go at it now, because the judges, they want to see pressure. They want to see significant strikes thrown. They want to see somebody get rocked and knocked down. They want to see damage. So throw all of this skill aside and let's go. Here and there we'll set up traps, but no, we going at it. And that's how Ribas fights. She'll come straight at you, disrespect you. Barber, she'll take her step back. When she finds that opening, she'll close the show. And that's an important part, closing the show. Whenever fighters like this do that, it's going to make these other girls think and say, okay, why am I not getting shows? Well, look, Barber, she going after. You see Araujo versus Ribas. Araujo had the power to stop Ribas, right? But she didn't do it. She didn't do it. Like, she rocked her a couple times, but she didn't have that skill set to set her up. See, Barber had that go get him. She went after it, so her approach is much more dangerous than a lot of these fighters. So she's going to keep setting that bar every time she comes in, because that's what she's going to be going after, not being overly cautious. And like I said, and if both fighters can improve and tighten up, they can really be threats. We know that they don't mind going to war and getting dirty. So if they ever have to dig deep, it's there. But right now, if they sharpen up their technique and use their IQ, they could really be threats. Of course, more so Barber right now, because, she's showing the resistance, heart, the power, and the improvements right now. So it's time for Barber to test her skills against one of these former contenders. And if she looks good and she dominates like a Chikagan or a Jennifer Maia, then, hey, she's in that box. She's in that box with Manon, Tyler, and Blanchfield, right? Her road took a little bit longer because, like I said, her skills had to catch up with her mouth, but it's getting there. It's getting there. She's got youth on her side too. So yeah, man, whenever you put two fighters like this together, Barber and Ribas, it's going to help raise that bar for WMMA. And that's what I want to see, man. I want to see more fighters like this. Again, not going at it to just draw blood, but I want to see fighters that really fight to want it. You know, I really want to see fighters where they go at it and they show that they want it, because these fighters, they fight, they want to win by any means necessary. It's like, you got to knock me out to get me out of there. And that's how Ribas approached. He was like, hey, you ain't going to beat me on a decision, but you got to knock me out because I'm coming, right? It didn't pay off, but she did that, and it puts them down in history now, you know, as far as a classic fight. But yeah, that's how I see it, guys. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Of course, there's a lot of improvements that need to be made. You know, I still think Chikagan could edge out Barber, but I mean, just on this level where they stand in the top 15, you know, if people want to see a good fight, they say, oh, WMMA is boring. I put this fight on, show them, hey, no, it's not. Check out Maycee Barber. Check out Ribas. They put on good fights, you know. So, yeah, let me know in the comment section, y'all, what y'all think. Do y'all think this fight helped raise the bar for WMMA? Are there any other fights y'all can think of that, as of lately, that helped raise that bar to, you know, make these other ladies think and say, hey, we got to go get it? What y'all think, guys? Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.